What's up guys, welcome back to Destiny Updates. We've got some exciting news out of a Gamescom interview by PlayStation Access with Eric from Bungie. There's a number of interesting things in the interview, but I'll just get straight to the exciting one and then we'll go over the others after. So is talking about the crossroads spaces in Destiny, obviously public event areas where players can meet up, and he says, people who are moving towards a strike, or a raid, or competitive multiplayer, or just exploring the world can meet each other. The keywords there are competitive multiplayer. That definitely makes it sound like the competitive multiplayer, along with raids and strikes, will happen out in the open world. How that will work, I honestly don't have a clue. In the clips of competitive that we've seen, we saw a game type and countdown timer for the match, making me think it was happening in some controlled environment, but this makes it sound like competitive multiplayer is set in areas out in the world. Now they've said time and time again that PvP is a choice. You'll never be forced to play competitive, so you won't just get shot by a player whilst exploring the world. But I imagine it'll let you know you're entering a PvP zone and give you time to turn away. Or perhaps there's some way that even though competitive multiplayer takes place out in areas of the world, it still plays out in a more controlled environment. For instance, matches you have to join. Honestly, I have no idea, but I'm certainly very curious about how it works. So that was the main thing, which I felt was a pretty big deal because I previously guessed that competitive multiplayer might take place like in an arena or something in the city, not out in the world. There were a few other interesting things in the interview though, the first one being that he confirmed double jump as a hunter ability. We've seen some examples of this in the past, but it's worth noting. It also makes sense as the warlocks can already glide with magic, and the titan would be too heavy for double jump, so it fits the hunter well. Next, he talks about the 3-weapon system and how weapon swapping works. Basically, you switch between your primary and special by tapping triangle or Y, and to get your heavy weapon, you hold it down. Personally, I think that sounds like a really nice fluid system, I like it. After that, he made it sound like special abilities can be tweaked and changed along with your armor, weapons, and character. I wouldn't take it as confirmation as he wasn't completely clear, but it sounded like that's what he was saying. The last new thing he said is that if one player is playing a ton of competitive multiplayer and another is playing a ton of story, the two characters should look remarkably different, indicating that we'll earn different styles of loot in competitive than in story modes, which I think is pretty cool. So anyways, that's everything new from the PlayStation Access interview. I've got a question for you guys though. What game modes do you think you'll spend the most time in? Are you going to play more competitive multiplayer or more of the story and co-op stuff like public events, raids, and strikes? The fact that our characters should look different based on that makes me wonder what more people will look like, so let me know in the comments. And one more thing, if you're interested in news for Star Wars Battlefront and Halo 5, check out the description below for links to a couple of my good friends whose channels are dedicated to covering those games. Also in the description below, there's a link to a Destiny wiki that I'm associated with. It'd be awesome if you guys checked that out as well. I'd like to build it up to be the most comprehensive place for Destiny info, and I'll be writing there a lot more when I have time. But of course, it's all open for anyone to edit as well, so if you'd like to do anything on it, that'd be great. But that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on the latest Destiny news, and I'll see you in the next update.